I hate driving at night. I do my best to avoid it. Short trips to the store every now and then, but I do my best not to go out after dark. So naturally, I find myself on the longest drive of my life tonight. No moon, no stars, and only acres and acres of forest on either side. This is all my father's fault. I haven't seen or spoken to the bastard in 16 years. And just after falling asleep tonight, out of the blue, my phone rings and his voice is on the other end. "I need you, Melly. Please come now." He had said it just like that, and then the line went dead. The old ass was probably drunk. But he'd never called me before. Not since I was a child and he was still trying to convince my mother to take him back. At first I thought I was dreaming, waking up to hear his voice again after all these years. And it sounded like he was crying. He sounded exactly the same as the last time I talked to him. And then I was well out of town and halfway to his old place before I realized I had no way of knowing if he even still lived there. Mama gave me updates from time to time over the years, but the last time I'd heard about him was 7 years ago. He had never stayed in any place that long. When I was 7, Mama finally had enough and showed him the door. We had lived in that place the longest. We stayed there 2 years. All that time I heard from him sporadically at best. I finally decided just to forget about him, at least until tonight. It's natural to wonder if he still lives in the same place. His last known address was a sketchy apartment in a low-income area of town. Had it been 24, 42, I don't know, 14? No, it definitely had a 4. Bastard. And then my drunk father calls me up in the middle of the night demanding that I come to him for reasons he don't even feel are important enough to tell me. Then it just expects for me to know where he lives. And I've been driving in a mad fury, and now by not paying attention I've missed my turn off. Damn. This is a lonely stretch of road. I haven't seen any cars. The dashboard clock reads 2:27 a.m. I've been driving for more than 5 hours in the night, checking the phone. No bars at all. Well, take stock in your life, Melly. You're over 30, hate your job. Don't get along with your mother. You haven't seen or spoken to your father in just under half your life. You have no time for friends or relationship thanks to the job you hate. And now here you are, stuck on a road you've never been on before. At night, in the dark. You can't even call AAA, let alone get Google Maps. Real smart lady. Well, maybe I can spot a house. I'd feel bad for having to wake someone up, but there's really no choice. I need to find my way back to the highway. So far, all I can see are trees on either side. Miles and miles of trees, no light shining anywhere. There's no sign that anyone had ever even been here before except that there was a road, and people are obviously still driving on it. But there aren't even any road signs. Have I really found the middle of nowhere? Wait, there's a sign, a square wooden sign, advertising a private business. Granny Royce's Roadhouse, room board, low prices, next turn off. Well, hot dang. I'm not interested in spending the night at Granny Royce's, but every business has a phone. At the very least, a map. It's so dark. I almost missed my turn. Granny Royce's Roadhouse was buried at the back of a long dirt driveway, secluded trees. The little house is just ahead. It has 2 stories. It looks to have about 8 rooms. The porch light's on. The front of the building's illuminated, but I don't see a sign of any kind. I wonder if I'm at the right place. I'm sure I didn't pass any other roads between that sign and this road. Still no phone service. Well, the porch light's on. This is supposed to be a roadhouse, so somebody should be at the front desk. I head for the porch. Wait, what was that? Movement in the trees. Probably a raccoon. I try the knob. It turns. I press gently on the door. Slowly, it opens. I'm in a tastefully decorated foyer. This room has obviously been repurposed as an admissions area. There's a front desk with an honest-to-goodness guest book, a few chairs, a little side table. It's like this house is out of a past era. There's a little porcelain handbell right out of 1929. This place is starting to give me a cute overload. Oh, please, 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 please let her have a phone. I pick up the little bell and give it a shake. A light comes on in the back room and the shadow of an old woman springs up on the wall. The shadow moves towards me, and within a few seconds I see Granny Royce. She looks like every grandmother in every storybook ever.
Well, goodness me, land sakes alive. Good morning, dearie.
Granny Royce is a tiny woman, gray hair. Oh, she's so adorable. It almost hurts to deny this sweet little woman my business, but I have to get back on the road. I'm sorry, ma'am, I'm lost. I'm not even sure where I am.
Oh, you poor thing. You just sit right down and let me make you some tea. You must be freezing.
Well, thank you, but really, I'm okay. I just need to use your phone if you wouldn't mind. Or maybe you've got a map. That would be lovely.
Oh, dear, I'm sorry, honey, but the phone lines are down. As for a map, well, I used to have one, and if I look, I still might, but it's probably quite out of date by now. I know the highways moved in since then. I do know that much.
No phone, cell or landline, and no map. What can I do? I have to get back home. I'm expected at work at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. And why are the phone lines down? The weather was clear. Do you know where Branford is?
I've never heard of that town. Would you say the name was Branford? No. I'm sorry, it doesn't ring a bell, honey. Now, why don't you just spend the night here, sweetie? I'll give you a discount for your trouble.
Well, thank you. That's very kind of you, but I have to work tomorrow. I need to get back home.
Oh, honey, I wouldn't advise trying to drive back tonight. Why, it's almost 3 in the morning. You've not had any sleep. Maybe the lines will be up in the morning and you can call your work and let them know you'll be late.
Well, that won't work. I'm opening. No one will be there. No, I'm sorry. I really have to leave. Granny Royce's expression, already one of kind concern, seemed to shift to one of fear.
Well, all right, honey, if you're sure. Just be careful now. Don't speak to anybody until you're back on the road.
Thank you for kindness. On my way out back to my car, I noticed all 4 of my tires were flat. Fan-freaking-tastic. Long slash marks through each tire. Someone in this little slice of Green Acres just slashed my tires. Let reality sink in. I'm not going anywhere tonight. I have no choice. I have to stay here till morning. Hopefully the phone lines will be up and I can call someone to go in for me. and then AAA to get these tires dealt with. I resign to my fate and ring the little bell again.
Is that you, miss?
Yes, it's me. I'm sorry to bother you. I will take that room for the night if the offer's still good.
Oh, of course it is, dearie. What's your name, honey?
Melly.
Oh, Melly, that's such a pretty name. Well, let's get you situated. You put your name and arrival time in that book there, and I'll get you a key. All the boarding rooms are on the second floor, and there's only a couple left.
There are others here? I find that surprising. There's not a single car in the front.
Oh, yes, missy. There's Mr. Norris and young Calvin. Oh, there's a few of us here. Just out of curiosity, what made you change your mind?
Oh, it's probably just local kids getting kicks, but I found all my tires slashed. Granny stops suddenly, her face twists with worry and concern. She leads me up the staircase into an empty, quiet hall. Or perhaps not so quiet. At one end of the hall, I hear soft, muffled crying. Whoever it is, their crying holds deep sadness.
Who is that? Oh, that's Mr. Norris. He's been like that for a while. Older man, you understand, not all there.
And taps her forehead. And I wonder how an old, out-of-touch man would wind up at a roadhouse. Has he been here long?
Oh, a while, I'd say. I don't really recall exactly.
She turns the key in the lock and opens the door. She turns on the light, reveals a quaint little room. This place is like stepping into the past. Granny places a key on the nightstand and starts in with instructions.
Now, the bathroom is down the hall there. You'll be sharing with the whole floor, so please bear that in mind. I get up at 6 a.m. sharp every morning and start breakfast, but you can come down whenever you're ready, okay? And one last thing, my dear, I would strongly advise you not to leave the house until sunup. You just never know what could happen out there in the night, in the dark.
Well, I don't have anything to wear to bed, no toothbrush, no hairbrush. The window faces front. My car sits where I left it. It's the only thing for miles around that seems like a part of my world. I notice a dark figure in black detached from the shadows of the trees. He's making his way to my car. What the? He's wearing a long black coat, and in his hand there's a long, jagged dagger. I watch as he drags the dagger across the side of my car, leaving a long gash mark in the paint and metal. Hey! Hey! I try to open the window. It won't budge. I don't see a lock. Hey! Banging on the window. He raises his head and looks right at me, and then raises the dagger and points it straight at my face. I run for the door, but noises on the other side stop me. Footsteps. Dragging, shambling footsteps, and crying. The person on the other side is deep, longing, sadness. It's a way of life for Mr. Norris. I'll wait and let the old man pass before I open the door. I hear other footsteps, much quicker and lighter, running up the stairs.
Stop it,
hissed Granny Royce.
Now go back to your room right now. You know better. You know she can't see you yet. Hopefully she won't have to at all. Now you get back in there.
What on earth? How could that old sweet woman talk to that old man like that? I hear the shuffling, crying, and he makes his way back to the room. I hear his door close softly. That poor man. That punk outside in a Halloween costume, slashing up my car. Granny yelling at an old man. I'm beginning to think not all is well here. I go back down to the front desk area. It's completely unlit except for the moonlight and the stream on the porch light coming through the window. There's a light on in the back room. I look outside the front window. I can't see that maniac with the dagger. I move in the direction of the light. It's the kitchen light. I expect to find Granny Royce puttering around doing whatever old innkeepers do, keep themselves busy in the wee hours of the morning. I find Granny sitting with a young man of about 20 at the kitchen table. He has dark hair, a bit of stubble. He's wearing a dark brown corduroy shirt and khakis, along with a pork pie hat. He looks like he's ready to go sell newspapers on the street corner in the 1930s. That is a terrible thing to say. When I was your age, young men minded their manners.
That's a laugh, talking about my age. And just how old are you? Do you even remember?
Calvin Davidson, you are trouble, young man. One of these days you're going to say something you'll regret.
Oh, come on, Granny. What could I possibly say that would make things worse than they already are? I mean, look at old man Norris up there. Both of us are old. Hello, miss. I didn't know we had anyone else here.
Hi. I have a feeling I just walked in on an old argument the two of them had had many times.
Can I help you, Melinda? Is there something wrong with your room?
No, the room is just fine, but nothing else is. I mean, why on earth do you even have a roadhouse out here where nobody ever stops? And why are most of the rooms full when mine is the only car out there? Why did I hear you speaking to Mr. Norris so harshly, and why do you want to make sure I don't see him?
Good Lord, she's not even been here a night and she can see it. Why did we even let her in, Granny? Why don't you just bolt the door?
Hell, I'd go down there and take that sign down if I could. Lord love a duck.
Well, now there's something you don't hear every day. And besides that, there's someone out there, the freak who slashed my tire. He's been out there messing up my car ever since, and you can't even call the police. The silence is so thick you can cut it with a knife. Neither Granny nor Calvin seem willing to break it. Calvin scratches at his neck, and I notice a red slash at his throat, half hidden by his collar. A very old and deep scar.
Listen, miss, I don't even know your name.
Melly.
Melly, I think you should sit down. I have to tell you something that you may find troubling.
I don't like how he said that. I also don't like his serious tone. He looks several years younger than me, and he's talking to me like he's my uncle. He sips his tea and sighs. Then he looks me straight in the eye and says,
The reason I don't have a car out there is that when I got here, no one my age in my line of work would have owned a car. It would have seemed like an impossible dream.
What are you talking about?
I worked in a textile mill. The mill was shut down by the time I got here. Most businesses were. So I struck out on my own, a drifter looking for work I could find, and I stopped here forever.
Businesses were shut down. I don't understand. We're having a hard time of it right now, but businesses are mostly staying open.
Not then they weren't. I arrived here in 1929.
My mind just exploded.
This place was new then. My man and I had just opened it. Young Mr. Calvin was a sweet lad. I offered to take him on as hired help over my husband's objections. Well, my husband was a well-meaning man, but he sure knew how to pinch a penny. 'Twas about a year after I took Calvin on that Mr. Royce died, and Calvin and I have been here ever since. Every few years or so, someone else joins us.
Yep, Miss Tilly was the first. She was a young woman in trouble, pregnant and scared that her man was going to find her and kill her. She and that baby.
And then there was Mr. Standish, the traveling minister. He doesn't travel anymore. Mr. Norris got here in '69. His story was probably the worst. He was a bank robber, don't you know? And he carried a pistol. He didn't like learning how long we'd been here, and he tried to leave. I tried to warn him, but he wouldn't listen. And when he got outside, he met him.
Yes, you ought to know. There's no point in finding out slowly.
There's still a chance for you, though, dear. All you have to do is wait till morning.
She's not going to wait until morning. No one ever waits until morning. Her car is useless. We have no phone. There was no phone when this place went up, and there won't ever be a phone here. You know that.
Okay, everyone, stop. That's enough. You can't keep me prisoner here. I have no intention of staying any longer. Only that knife-wielding maniac is out there, keeping me from running out of here. Now I want to know what's going on, and I want to know now.
We've been telling you, dear, you won't be leaving. We're not trying to keep you prisoner, but you'll never leave this house.
Oh, like hell I won't.
Granny stands up from the table. Listen, child, listen, please. None of us mean you any harm here, my dear. We're all stuck here, all of us. I had hoped that there would be a chance for you, but Calvin's right. There's no guarantee you'll be safe in the morning. What the hell is wrong with this place?
It was about a month after Mr. Royce died. When he came, I saw him when I was trimming hedges in the back. I told him he needed to get out of here. I didn't like his look. He moved so fast I never saw it coming. And he got me from here to here.
He touches his lower abdomen, unbuttoned his shirt, and there was a long, ugly scar.
I died that night. But then again I didn't. The next thing I knew, I was being dragged into the house by Granny. And when I woke up, I nearly scared her to death. She was sure I was gone.
He did go away, though. I went out to deal with him. Took my axe. He took my axe away from me and buried it in my bag. I won't show you the wound, honey. Calvin shouldn't have shown you his either. No one should have to see it.
But that's how it works. He's got that knife, and if you try to use a weapon on him, he just moves like he does and takes it from you. You never had a chance. He'll use whatever weapon you try to take him down with to end you. Mr. Norris learned that the hard way.
This is not happening. I'm ready to break down. I've got to hold it together. I've got to get out of here somehow. Nothing about this is right. Nothing about it can be real. It's all a dream. It just doesn't make any sense. My father calling out of the blue, leaving to go to him without a second thought, getting lost so irreversibly, no phone service anywhere on this road. This place, everything about it. I must be dreaming. That had to be it. But if so, am I going to survive this dream? I turn and run for the stairs. My purse is still in the room. I'm going to grab it and go. I've had enough. And there's Mr. Norris standing at the top of the stairs. Contrary to Granny Royce's description of him, he's not old at all, no more than about 30. But I see instantly what she meant by not all there. The top half of Mr. Norris's head looked normal, a reasonably attractive man with dark hair peppered with gray, his eyes a clear green, moist with tears. But the lower half of his face was a ruin of broke bone fragments. His arm hangs loosely at his side, his one good hand on the banister. He shuffles toward me. Behind him stands a pretty young woman in a bra and a pair of panties, her stomach cut open. I bolt for the door, and just when my hand closes around the knob, Calvin rushes up to me, placing his freezing cold hand over mine and says,
They're not going to hurt you, but he will. If you step out for so much as a moment, he will kill you.
Who is he?
We don't know. He just came here and he won't go away. He likes to watch us and do things to entice us to come out. As soon as someone does, he hurts them. But no matter how many times he kills us, we don't die. Believe me when I say, we all wish we could.
This is nonsense. I throw open the door and run right into the dark man. He's standing right there on the porch, the knife held out in front of him. The knife punctures my right eye, exiting out the other side. I just manage to see the grinning, pure white face of my killer. Then everything goes black. I wake a few hours later in the quaint little room. I look in the mirror and I scream and scream. I will never be going home. This is my forever home.